What if I told you that a 16-year-old kid once walked into the Alaskan wilderness and walked out with millions in gold? And today, he's sitting on a fortune that rivals tech moguls and oil tycoons. Welcome to the story of Parker Schnabel, the young king of gold. Parker Schnabel isn't your typical millionaire. He didn't inherit a tech startup or launch a crypto coin. No, Parker dug his way to riches, literally. Born into a family of miners, this modern-day gold tycoon turned a few ounces of hope into a gold empire worth millions. But just how rich is Parker Schnabel? Could he secretly be a billionaire in the making? In this video, we dig deep into the dirt, the drama, and the dazzling wealth of the star of discovery's gold rush. The captivating story of Parker Schnabel's rise to fame starts with his grandfather, John Schnabel, looking for gold in the Klondike in the early 1900s. Despite many obstacles, John's perseverance paid off, and he became a millionaire. Miner was motivated by his grandfather. Parker began mining when he was just 5 years old, and by the time he was 16, he was managing his own claim and became known as a mining prodigy. However, you might be surprised to see how wealthy Parker has become. As a result, the Klondike and the Schnabel saga began in the early 1900s. As a young man, John Schnabel packed his bags and set out north to pursue his gold dream. Without a doubt, those early years were difficult, filled with many setbacks and disappointments. But John Wells was built differently. He persevered, learned the ropes the hard way, and eventually found success. Decades of mining honed his skills, making him one of the most seasoned miners in Klondike. And by the time he was older, he was sitting on a multi-million-dollar gold pile. There was still more to the Schnabel legend. Parker. Even as a young child, Parker, John's grandson, looked up to his grandfather and practically soaked up gold mining knowledge like a sponge. He had a natural talent for mining, and let's just say that he was more than determined to keep the family business thriving. Parker's passion for gold began much earlier than you might think. The narrative of Parker Schnabel in the gold game begins when he was just 5 years old. His grandfather, John, a mining legend in his own right, allowed Parker to accompany the crews to the mines near Haines, Alaska. Nowadays, most children of his age are obsessed with Legos and cartoons. When John decided to give Parker a serious challenge, he leased him a portion of his own claim, meaning that Parker was in charge of everything. The bills, the profits, the whole shebang. People were like, "Who, a 16-year-old running a mine crazy?" But Parker wasn't scared. He assembled a team of local miners, worked tirelessly, and used his gold-finding magic to extract significant amounts of gold. News about this teenage mining whiz spread like wildfire, and before long, Parker Schnabel was being referred to as a prodigy who would become as legendary as his grandfather. By 2012, he was already a Yukon gold-digging boss, making a lot of money and outsmarting seasoned prospectors with his cunning and cutting-edge mining techniques. This kid prodigy attracted the attention of some reality TV shows, eager to produce a show about, you guessed it, gold mines. They gave Parker a crazy notion and allowed a camera crew to follow him about for a brand new discovery program. We're talking about extracting more than 3,000 ounces of gold in a single season by his early 20s and getting the most gold out of the ground thanks to Gold Rush and his own indisputable talent. Guns in the gold mining game, but the fame didn't slow him down at all. He doubled down on his Porcupine Creek operation, bringing in bigger, badder machines and setting a whole record season after season. Parker changed the way the entire gold mining game is played from a promising rookie to an elite force. But 2016 was a difficult year for the Schnabel family, since Grandpa John, a legend in these goldfields, passed away at the age of 96. He led a life that most people can only imagine. Examine the land, how to manage a team. When Grandpa passed away, Parker was standing by himself for the first time. It was heartbreaking, but you know the fire in his belly wouldn't let him give up, and he wouldn't let Grandpa go. He had given Parker the strength to handle this wild mining life. Grandpa was laid to rest by Parker, who took over the reins of Schnabel mining. He set some serious goals, bigger digs, more gold than ever before, and even grabbed a handful of other claims throughout the Yukon, such as the fabled Eureka Creek, which is said to be the richest undeveloped area nearby. Competitors were waiting for Parker to falter, But Parker, the young man who grew up chasing gold with Grandpa John, had the willpower to learn from his mistakes, build a stronger team, and push himself farther than ever. As a result, he became a strong advocate for eco-friendly mining, investing heavily in expensive equipment to prevent harmful chemicals from leaking out and specialized filters to prevent dirty water from contaminating the rivers after mining a spot. The Schnabel legacy continued to shine brighter than ever. As a good man, Parker used his fame to push for smarter mining regulations in the Yukon, working with top leaders to create laws that protect the environment while allowing people to mine responsibly. He even became a mentor, teaching younger miners how to make money without destroying the area. Parker's team would clean up trash and plant local plants to bring everything back to life, and it really worked. Animals began returning to these reclaimed areas, loving their restored homes. As a result of Parker's vision, Yukon's wild beauty and its thriving mining industry can coexist for years to come. By his mid-20s, Parker Schnabel was already a gold-dripping millionaire, which, believe it or not, is largely due to his role as the star of Gold Rush, the show where cameras follow. Parker essentially became a one-man mission to prove that you can be a mining success story and take care of nature at the same time. Parker's family essentially owns half of the Yukon when it comes to mining claims, so it's like their own personal gold mine monopoly. With Parker at the helm, they were crushing it one season, pulling in a whopping 3,500 ounces of gold, which is nearly $5 million at today's prices. It appears that he was earning a cool $100,000 per episode, or about $2 million per season. But wait, that's only the first nugget in Parker's treasure chest. He rented equipment to grow his business, and real estate added it all up. Sponsorships and TV money mining profits. It's remarkable, but even billionaires have to treat themselves occasionally back home in Alaska. With wise investments, you're looking at a net worth increase of about $10 million. Not bad for a guy who started out playing in the mud with his grandfather. Parker has an adorable 45-acre estate with a log cabin that looks like it belongs in a magazine. The estate has breathtaking views of the mountains and is furnished with cozy furniture and rustic charm, making it the ideal spot to unwind after a long season and forget about a dull day. Parker is approaching his 30th birthday, but his gold fever is stronger than ever. He wants a global mining empire, with British Columbia as his next stop. In addition to the Northwest Territories, Parker's team is scouting gem mines there. He has his sights set on South America, Australia, Africa, and pretty much anywhere else there are shiny underground objects. However, it's not just about finding more gold. Parker and his team are developing innovative new technology to dig more intelligently rather than more laboriously. Think robots, lasers, and other sci-fi mining tools. From the frozen frontiers of Alaska to the global spotlight, Parker Schnabel has proved that gold mining isn't just a relic of the past, it's a modern path to millions. He may not be a billionaire yet, but if the gold keeps flowing, he just might strike billionaire status before 40. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories on self-made millionaires, jaw-dropping fortunes, and modern-day legends.